Hi, I'm Norma T. Hollis, America's leading authentic voice doctor, telling you my step two towards my journey to becoming America's leading authentic voice doctor. Now, this occurred at the age of 8, because when I was a child at the age of 8, I woke up one morning with a violent earache. To the doctor we rushed with lightning speed, to be told my ear would always be. It seems a cold started in the nose, traveled through a weak tube to crust on the earlobe, creating a hole in my middle eardrum, as my authenticity journey was then begun. You see, at the age of 8, I developed this hole in my eardrum from a cold, and the only way that they could stop the infection that resulted from the hole in my eardrum was by the topical application of a solution that felt like acid on my ear. I was 8 years old, and there's no way I can explain how painful and traumatic that was for me. And that was followed up the next year by a number of serious earaches that they tried to resolve with pills and with shots and with more eardrops, and nothing would stop the pain. And so I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and I spent my summers in Buffalo, New York. So the summer of my 9th year, I was having a horrendous earache, and I was in Buffalo, and my mother said, "Call Papa." And that got my attention because my grandfather was not a doctor. He was a minister, a Baptist minister. And he took me into the bedroom and told me that he could stop my ear from hurting if I would promise to give my life to God. And we went through some communication about that, and we made an agreement, and he prayed over my ear, and my ear stopped hurting. And never hurt to the same degree since then, because he taught me how I could pray, and the pain would stop, or at least subside, and it did. And that was a journey for me to authenticity for two reasons. One, because I recognized later, I wondered why the adults in my life didn't give me therapy to handle the deep degree of pain and trauma that I went through at such an early age. Because, pain shapes your life no matter what age you're at. And when you're young and you have to deal with that level of pain, it causes you to create ways of making decisions that may not be the healthiest for you. There are decisions made based on avoiding pain, because I had to go back and get those drops like every 2 weeks or so. So that pain was a continuous pain, and it was good for me, because without the pain, the infection wouldn't stop. So that did some, kind of some screwy things to me along the way. So I always wondered what happens to adults when they transition from children to adults that makes them lose sight and lose touch with the depth of the needs of others. And I see that so much in my journey, which I'll talk about in subsequent weeks. But secondly, it was a step to authenticity because it was the connection that reconnected me to the previous memory that I had about being sent here to do something important. And then with my grandfather's prayer and saying that I had something important to do, that kind of cemented that. It was pros and cons, but it connected me. It questioned my understanding of human nature and adults, and it strengthened my God connection and therefore my authenticity and understanding that, and also opened up my ability to connect with my inner voice. It's a lot to share with you. I can't wait to share more, but I got to go now. So I will see you next week when I talk to you about round 3, my experiences in the child care industry. See you then.